How's it going? Irish Golfer Podcast coming at you here with me, Ronan McNamara, and it's perhaps fitting that this podcast is sponsored by Flogas because I'm here at the Flogas Irish Men's Amateur Open Championship and I'm kind of living it up here in the Radisson Blue Hotel Sligo after Tuesday's AMAM, and sitting beside me here in the lobby is former Irish close champion Quentin Carew, who has gladly taken some time out of his busy practice schedule to hop on the pod here with us. Quentin, thanks for joining us, and how are you getting on? How are you finding the week so far?
All good, Ronan. Thanks very much for having me on, man.
Good man. You were in the Radisson as well. You've been living it up too.
Yeah, I said I'd treat myself tonight now, or last night, sorry. Stood up there and heading out to the house there with a few of the lads playing now for the week, so it's nice to get a bit of a pampering the first night anyway.
Yeah, and we've been pampered with the weather as well. It's looking good.
Oh yeah, like geez, I know we played there yesterday and the place was in good order. Like it's nice to come up here and it's warm and dry and that, you know, because the west usually we get the tougher kind of conditions and that, but no, it'll be a good week hopefully.
Yeah, it's a week to pack the umbrella and the sun cream. Like, you obviously missed the west and you kind of just got your season underway at the Munster Strokeplay last week, so how's the game?
Yeah, not too bad. Like, obviously, yeah, missing the west was I had a good reason though, the newborn, so those sort of things have to come first, but yeah, no, game we're getting plenty of practice in and that, and felt like didn't play too badly at the weekend there, just a few silly mistakes, but kind of putting it down to more match day rust and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this week. Yeah,
and a new baby, as you mentioned, so at least if you don't do well here, you get a few nights good sleep.
Exactly, that was I said, to take the positive side of it, that it's 3 or 4 nights of good clean sleep. So yeah, no, you have to take every little bit over you can, but I know, going great, and yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this week now again.
Yeah, and we've just seen Peter O'Keefe walk into the lobby here, like he's one of the big names in the field. If you look through the names, you can see there's a lot of high quality players. We've got the 4 lads from the Irish Euro Nations team. We've got a couple of Walker Cup players as well. We've got a pretty good field this week.
Yeah, like, and that's the amateur here always drags a really good field, like, and it just shows like how big of a tournament it is when you see lads like that coming over to play, and then even our top Irish lads coming out to play in it. It's, you know, it's one, if you win, you know you've beaten the best, you know. So that's the challenge for the week. But it's great to be amongst them lads as well, you know. Yeah. Trying to beat them boys.
And you played the AMAM on Tuesday, which of course is sponsored by Flogas, and that was a really cool day. And you'll be there practicing today now as well. Like, what do you make of the golf course?
Yeah, course is in good order. It's a bit different than we're used to. Like, it's a bit more firm and running. Balls running a lot more, and like good surface on the greens and that. So yeah, no, I can't have any complaints. Course is perfect, and we had a great day there on Tuesday. So really looking forward to getting into the tournament now at this stage and getting stuck in.
Yeah, what do you feel you have to do well around Ross's? Because it's probably going to play a bit differently to the West. Do you kind of need to adjust your game in some way?
Yeah, a little bit, I suppose. Like, I think with Ross's, I always kind of find is there's every green will have a spot where there's a no-go zone kind of for the hole, like, and it's about kind of playing into positions a lot. I think off the tee and then into the greens, you can give yourself, like, there's always a bad side on each fairway, and Ross's Point I always find like a bad side of heavy rough, so it's just avoiding those sides and playing into position, playing smart play, and let the birdies kind of come to you rather than trying to force things out there.
Yeah, and conditions, like looking at the weather, are going to be pretty favourable this week, so it would be nice to see some, you know, good scoring in the championship, and you're not seeing all these videos of lads going around umbrellas blowing sideways and you're having to lay up on par 4s and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. There's times there where you can barely stand up on the tee box to hit the ball when we're playing in the West, but that's just part of it, unfortunately. But like, yeah, no, this week it looks really good. Like, the wind doesn't seem to get up too much either, so there should be some good scores there this week. I'd say there'll be a good few, like, you'll see a lot of low ones, I'd say, during the week if the weather does hold to the way it was, given that the quality that's in the field.
Yeah, and Sligo obviously is a real proud history of, you know, Irish amateur golf, and I know you were busy at the time during the West, but some of the videos of the crowds streaming up behind Keith Egan and David Brady in that final, like, that would be pretty cool to experience over the weekend if it could happen again.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was looking at the videos, and that like the following was huge, like, going up, and it just shows they love it up here, like, you know, and it just shows that they've only just had the West and they've got the Irish amateur in as well, like, and like it's a very hospitable club. Like, they when you come in the door, everyone's saying hello to you and welcoming you, you know, like, and it's always a fun one for us to come up and play, and like, you know, we just like just where you are, even just around the area, and that is just some views, and that is just, it's spectacular kind of around here, in fairness. So yeah, we're always happy to come up to Ross's anyway, regardless of what the weather brings. It's always a good place to go.
Twice in 1 year as well, which is twice the enjoyment. The Irish Amateur is obviously one of the events that moves around. Like, if you're 4 provincials that are, you know, their usual golf course, so I suppose it's nice to see the Irish move around more, where it's not always in the same place.
Yeah, like we've had a few places there the last few years, like obviously the Island last year, and it's moved a good bit in time, like the European Club and Royal Dublin have had it, like, but it is good to change it up a bit, like, because it's just a different kind of thing every year for us. Then, you know, what we're facing. We'll always have to say it, the 4 provincials will always be where they'll be, like, but they're 4 fantastic golf courses, so you don't mind going there every year, you know, and play them. But it's great to kind of move it around a little bit and give us a bit of variety then as well, you know.
You've spoken previously saying that, you know, links wouldn't be your favourite sort of style of golf, just given the way that you play, and do you feel like you're starting to get the hang of it, or have you gotten the hang of it, and maybe will, like, more benign conditions this week actually maybe help you?
Yeah, I think, like, the conditions will definitely have helped me more. I think I am warming to it, like, and I'm improving with links, I think, myself. I just learning, like, working a lot on those kind of keeping the ball down and kind of working those little chip and runs and stuff like that, because I think it was something I used to just step up and kind of bash the ball out there, and you can't do that in links, you know. So I think it was something I was kind of near a fear factor, kind of going out and playing links golf, but it's coming out of me now, and you kind of just, as I think smartly around the course, think of your positions, play for positions rather than trying to take on everything, you know. And I think that was kind of a big thing I was struggling with at the start with links. And there's no it's,
you just got to take what it gives you, really, as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Parkland, you know, you can get aggressive at times, but links, you just have to be patient and play out there and let the good score come, you know.
Yeah, like, it's probably a shame that the Irish Am is in Ross's Point this year, just the fact that it's difficult for the international players to, you know, maybe get a flight over, and it's kind of out of the way from Dublin Airport, as we all know. Mm-hmm. But from an Irish point of view, like, it's a real stacked Irish contingent this week as well.
Yeah, like, it's, everyone knows what Sligo is. We play it every year, so it's fun that we all love going up to. So you get the opportunity to come back up again, you will take it. Like, obviously it is, you're well up away in the west, so it is kind of hard access for the lads outside of Ireland, but a good few still have travelled, I think, and it just shows, like, that it's going to be it's a good feeling. It's going to be a good week ahead.
Like, Irish amateur golf, it feels like it's sort of been booming since it came back from COVID. Like, it's become very popular.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. Look, again, I think more and more people are interested in amateur golf and what's going on in it, you know, because I suppose, like, that's where it all starts, you know, really, like, you know, like, that's where all the top lads come through and go out onto the pro ranks, and I think people have shown more of an interest in the quality that's in amateur golf, like, is, like, the standard in Ireland alone is, you sort of see the lads going winning there a few weeks ago, like, that Ireland's one of the best standards in the world, like, you know. So and to get to go out to, like, anyone can walk out to the Irish Amateur this week. You don't have to pay any money, you just walk out onto the course and you can watch, like, some of the best amateurs in the world there, like, you know. So I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's kind of starting to be seen as one of the, you know, very how like, it's starting to be seen how prestigious it actually is, you know, and how good the quality is there.
Like, it's funny, there's a lot of disillusionment, I think, from fans to, you know, the PGA Tour and the Deep Pro Tour, and then the whole thing with LIV. And I sort of look at amateur golf the same way with maybe League of Ireland fans with the Premier League. There's a lot of money in football now, and people are kind of getting fed up with it. So they're starting to come towards the domestic football. Do you think people are starting to come to, I suppose, domestic golf here in Ireland?
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's a fair point. Like, I think that's kind of started the way it is. Like, and with everything going on at the moment, it's all about money now. Seems to be a lot with the golf. So amateurs are. It's not money's not a. We don't play for money, really. So, the amateur side of things, we're just doing it for the love of it all, you know. And it's. I think that's kind of comes out in it, like, you know, a little bit more. So yeah, no, I would. You would say with people like that, we're kind of, that people are starting to see, like, that the amateur side is a special side as well, to be out watching and be out getting involved in, you know.
Yeah, and last summer, unfortunately, the weather was just absolutely abysmal. Like, you were out in some biblical conditions. I think the south in particular was one where people were just kind of blown out of it. We have a lot of really big tournaments coming to Ireland this year, with the amateur up in Ballyliffin and the women's amateur in Portmarnock. Like, some of the golf courses that are on the Irish Championship rota are absolutely world class. So I think if we got a bit of good weather this year, it would be great to be able to showcase that to the world with those two big events.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's hard because, like, on the west coast you do get a bit more of a battering and stuff like that, and you do want a bit of wind there and all, like the challenge and that. But yeah, hopefully, because last year was every tournament we shot. I think the East was the only one we got a bit of nice weather on, but every tournament there we got absolutely battered out of it. And like that, it is hard for when you're on these top quality courses. It's hard to kind of go out and play and, like I said, showcase these great courses, like, when everyone's buried in huts and under umbrellas trying to keep dry, so hopefully we get a good week of weather now for every tournament this year, and it gives a fair test then,
Yeah, because like this week is obviously 72 holes of stroke play, so it would be nice to get some good weather so you can go and shoot some good scores and kind of go through the gears, whereas in match play I think it kind of gets lost what the scores are because you're just trying to beat the guy in front of you, so it doesn't really matter what the weather is.
Yeah, very true. Like, once you make it into the match play, you don't care about what you're shooting. Like, all I ever try and concentrate is I need to just get a lower score in this hole than the lad beside me. You just need to beat him in front of you, and I think that is the kind of downside of match play, that any scoring does get lost. Lads don't have to be checking it. So hopefully now this week it'll very good scoring, because then it gives you a chance to be able to chase down lads, because when it's bad weather you're just trying not to make those mistakes and hold on too much and trying not shoot too high of a number. Like, so it's easy now, you can go out with the confidence that you can go out and shoot, make a few birdies and go out and shoot a good score,
Yeah. Have you any expectations for this week?
Yeah, look, I learned kind of since after winning the class a couple of years ago, I said, with the attitude, you have to go out and feel like that you can win every tournament, because if you don't, there's no point you being here. Like, before, I think I said it before, I used to have that attitude of, just try and make the cut and see where you go from there. But you're putting a ceiling then on your chances. Yeah, and that was actually my coach Brendan McDade said to me, you aim for the cut, all you'll ever do is make the cut. You'll never do anything else. So you have to go out with the expectation that you're going to win, and that's kind of what that's my expectation for the week, is to go out and push and win and challenge and get up there on come Sunday, be in with around that with the lead, and hopefully get it over the line. Yeah,
and it's a good chance as well to improve your world amateur golf ranking as well, with the amateur championship coming up in Ballyliffin. Like, it'd be nice to pencil yourself in for that one.
Yeah, like I kind of think I've fallen out kind of just outside the ranking point for the automatic kind of for the entry point, so I want to kind of get me ranking up, and this is a great opportunity, like, because I think it's closing May 23rd, the entry, so this is probably really the last one beforehand to get in, so a good week this week will help the ranking and give me a good chance to get in there, because I've never played an amateur yet, so that's the big one. That's the big one. I'd love to just get in and play in it.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can get yourself in the mix over the weekend, and I think the Castleknock, I suppose the golf, loads of players in your golf team, they're great supporters. Like, there's always a decent Castleknock crowd out for the weekend in tournaments when yourself or Paul are going well in particular.
Yeah. In fairness, like, any championship we've ever gone well in or doing well in, like, the lads come straight down, like, or come over and watch us and follow us, and like, and that's great. Like, like, it drives us on as well, having seen familiar faces in the crowd, and people in the sun. So, like, it's Castleknock's a great club. Like, we're very lucky to be there, and we're well looked after and that. So the support, and, like, everyone, I think what I heard is there's WhatsApp groups and everything created from them, like, about how everyone's going in each tournament and stuff like that. So, like, they've a huge interest in us, like, so it's great, and the messages come in after a good score, or even after bad scores as well. Like, so it shows that they're always have your back, So we're very, very lucky in that sense.
Yeah, and you might get J.O. down for the weekend to man the bag.
Yeah. I think he's kind of seeing how things go for the week, but I might come in, if I'm going well into the Sunday, I might convince him to come down and get onto the golf bag again. Yeah, because he's a great help on it. he's a great way of keeping you calm and keeping you in the moment. So and I found that with him last year towards the end. He was brilliant with me. So like if he's around on Sunday, hopefully he can help me get over the line there. I'm in contention.
What sort of little nuggets would he give you? Would it just be sort of advice, or would it be kind of mental stuff just to keep you on track?
It's a bit of mental stuff, and it's kind of keeping me focused, because I do have a tendency kind of to wander a little bit and think about what's coming ahead rather than just kind of staying with it. So he had a great way of kind of like that, distracting me in between shots, chatting about anything and everything, and then when it was coming to hitting the shot, getting into focus, and more like all he was doing with me was basically like, you let me kind of alone. I basically give my explanation, have a chat about the shot, explanation why I want to hit this shot, and give him my target, and I have to give him my target, and that just gave me a little bit of a trigger focus for myself, so I knew exactly what I was doing every time, and I found it great in the close last year, and it's kept me in the great frame of mind, and you need that, I think, particularly in stroke play more so than match play, because it's very easy that your mind wanders in stroke play because you're thinking a lot about scoring and stuff. For a match play, it's just one hole, you move on. But he's great in that sense of just keeping me in that moment and keeping me grounded, and no matter if it's a bad shot or a good shot, next shot, the next one good,
Excellent. Well, hopefully you can stay grounded this week and he comes up over the weekend.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Thanks for taking the time to join me.
No bother on. Thanks very much for having me on, man.